The sun was just coming up over the Andean mountains, and Ilari was already awake. With a smile, she put on her luminescent bracelet, an invention she made herself with small pieces of metal and colorful wires. Thanks to that bracelet, she could control some small drones that flew like little bees and took care of her family plants.
Let's get to work, friends.
She said, raising her hand. Those drones buzzed in the air and began to spray the field gently. Happy, Ilari went to check the water pumps that irrigated the crops, but something was not right. The water was barely coming out. Ilari frowned and bent down to see what was happening. Suddenly, a scream interrupted the morning silence.
Ilari!
It was her little brother's voice. She ran right away and found him with his eyes wide open, covering his ears.
Are you okay?
Ilari asked, worried.
I don't know. I hear something strange, like a loud buzzing in the air. Do you hear it too?
The boy said, trembling. Before the girl could answer, the farm animals got agitated suddenly. The chickens flapped their wings, the dogs barked, and the horses ran from one side to the other, raising dust. Besides, the drones that were flying over the crops fell up suddenly to the ground. As if that was not enough, the water sprinklers turned on by themselves, splashing the field and soaking the ground. Ilari looked at him, surprised.
Why is all this happening? Is it related to what you're hearing?
The boy looked down, scared.
I don't know what's happening to me. I just know something is coming, and it's not normal.
Ilari took his hand firmly, and together they went to the house. When they arrived, Ilari prepared a tea with aromatic plants from her garden and gave it to her brother, saying,
Here, Viva. This will make you feel better.
Thanks, little sister. Hey, sorry for scaring you before. I know your duty is to take care of the crops and animals while mom and dad come home from work. But because of me, I took you away from your chores.
Hey, relax. It's okay. You're my brother, and above all things, I will always watch out for you to be okay.
When night fell on the field, Ilari and Phoebe's parents arrived home, sharing with their children an unusual experience they had.
Mom,
Ilari said with worry.
something strange happened today. My irrigation system and the spraying drones didn't work, which is extremely rare because this would only happen if there was a signal interference.
How strange, daughter. In fact, you're not the only one who had something weird happen today,
Said the mother, thoughtfully.
In the morning, when I was checking the data from the meteorological center IDEAM, it just wasn't there.
The girl frowned.
And why does that happen?
The mother sighed and shook her head.
I don't know yet. I just know that something interfered with the satellites, and that's why the records didn't arrive. Maybe they will give an explanation later, but for now, it's as if the information suddenly disappeared. But, well, it's time to eat.
Wait, Mom. At what time do you say that happened?
At around 7 in the morning. Why so much interest, Ilari?
For nothing special, Mom. Oh, I'm so tired.
The girl said, pretending to yawn.
My little brother and I did all our homework, and I think it's time to sleep, right, Fiba?
Ilari, but I'm hungry.
See? He's so tired he can't even speak. Rest, Mom, rest, Dad. I love you. Bye.
The girl dragged her brother, and they quickly entered their room. Phoebe, surprised by his sister's attitude, questioned her.
What was all that about? I want to eat another arepa. Oh, it looks so delicious.
The boy said with sadness on his face.
Fiba, listen. What is happening is much more important than the most delicious arepa in the whole world. Whatever happened with the data from those satellites matches the time the sprinkles failed. It also matches the moment the drones failed and the animals got upset. And most of all, when you heard that scary noise.
The boy looked at his sister with intrigue and questioned.
So, what does it mean?
I don't know yet.
Ilari answered, worried.
But I know this is more serious than we think. For now, let's go to sleep. Tomorrow we will find a solution if the drones keep failing.
When Ilari closed her eyes, a flash of images began to cross her mind. And suddenly, a shadow whispered. The girl woke up with a start, her breathing agitated, and her mind confused.
What was all that? What a strange dream. Oh no, it's 2 in the morning.
Ilari tried to sleep again, but curiosity wouldn't leave her in peace. She got up slowly, turned on her computer, and began to search for answers. Suddenly, a voice came from the screen.
Hello, girl.
Said a cheerful voice.
What's happening?
Ilari said, terrified.
Shh, calm down, Ilari.
It whispered.
I have a very important mission, not just for you, but also for some children all over Colombia. But this is better to explain in person.
In person?
Ilari repeated, her eyes wide open. In that instant, the screen shone brightly, and as if by magic, the computer absorbed Ilari and her little brother. Suddenly, they were on a great path, full of colors that moved on their own at full speed.
Ilari, where are we?
The boy shouted, scared.
Viva, give me your hand and don't let go.
She responded, firm, but with fear in her voice. The journey ended suddenly. A robotic, cheerful, and sparkling voice woke them from their amazement.
Good morning, my sleepy Colombians. I have let you rest too much.
Ilari looked around. She didn't know exactly where she was, but she could see folders full of documents, computers turned on, and telescopes.
What is happening? Where are we? Wait, Viva? Where is my brother?
She shouted in desperation. Her thoughts were cut short when her eyes met those of another boy. It was not Viva. In fact, she had never seen him before. And the surprise was even bigger when she discovered she was not alone. There were 5 other children, each with different features and clothes, looking at her with the same mix of amazement and fear.
Oh, come on. Why so serious?
Exclaimed the robot.
Wipe those ripe guava faces away.
Where are we supposed to be?
Asked one of the boys in the room.
In nothing more and nothing less than the National Observatory of Colombia. Isn't it exciting? I am so happy that even my secrets are sparking with emotion.
Excuse me, Mr. Robot, who are you?
Said the smallest girl, raising her hand.
I am Soho, my little one. Or, well, his database, because I am actually in space. And so, you can understand me better. I will explain it with a song.
Out in space, I float on high, keeping on the sun my eye. Its fiery flares I study and chart, so I can warn you and play my part. If powerful storms begin to brew, networks and signals might fail through, but don't fear, for I am near, watching the sun for you all the year. All the children looked at each other with faces of, what was that? Until one of the girls said, laughing,
Your presentation was very nice, but I'm almost 100% sure that no one of us understood a single word you said.
Okay.
Said the robot in a calmer voice.
I am Soho, a satellite from ESA and NASA that has been observing the sun since 1995. My mission is to continuously study its explosions and storms to provide data that helps Earth prepare for its effects on satellites, communication, and electric power. During the recent solar storm, all my information was downloaded into this prototype at the National Observatory of Colombia. When my systems detected anomalies in the solar emissions, they activated the need to summon you, children.
Okay, perfect. Everything is fine. So, we are in the capital of Colombia, far from home, just to listen to this chatty robot that we don't understand at all?
shouted one of the boys, exasperated.
Calm down!
Ilari intervened, raising her voice.
If he gathered us all here, it must be for a reason, right, Toho?
Exactly, girl.
The android responded.
You are here for one reason to save the planet and the Horizon crew who are traveling aboard the Blue Spark ship. Yesterday, a solar storm occurred, and particles from the sun hit nearby satellites, knocking them out of their orbit. That caused all their data to be lost.
And what does that mean?
Asked one of the children with wide eyes.
That the crew is trapped in space without coordinates to return home. They don't know how close or how far they are from the sun. And believe me, that can be very, very dangerous.
Soho's metallic voice rose above the group's murmur.
Attention, young ones. Before starting the mission, you must get to know each other. Since this morning, something in you began to change. Maybe you felt it as a strange noise, an energy running through your body, and a sensation you couldn't explain. Those are the first signs of a special power, a gift that will be crucial to save the planet and rescue the Horizon crew.
A girl with a sweet smile raised her hand.
I'm Nerea, I'm 9 years old, and I come from the Caribbean region. This morning, I discovered I could move the wine with my hands, even calm a small storm that formed near my house.
The oldest of the group, with a determined look, introduced himself with a firm voice.
My name is Orion, I am 14 years old, and I am from the Pacific region. Since the sun came out, I can hear the waves as if they were talking to me, and I feel that I can guide them when I extend my hands.
The next was a girl from the jungle with bright eyes.
I'm Cassia. I'm 11 years old and I come from the Amazon region. This morning, the plants began to whisper to me. If they are damaged, I just have to touch them for them to revive slowly.
With confident steps, another girl spoke loudly and clearly.
My name is Gaia. I'm 13 years old and I'm from the Orinoquia region. Since today, the animals understand me and I can understand and call them as if I had always known their language.
A boy with a calm look stepped forward.
I am Denner, and I am 12 years old, and I come from the insular region of San Andres and Providencia. This morning, I felt that I could perceive and manipulate electricity. The magnetic fields obeyed me as if they were part of me.
Ilari's brother took a shy step forward.
My name is Fiba, and I'm 10 years old, and I'm from the Andean region. I still don't know what my power is. I only know that this morning a loud noise echoed in my ears, and it seemed like only I could hear it.
Ilari looked down for a moment. She felt a lump in her throat, seeing that all her new companions had a special gift. They could talk to the wind, hear the invisible, heal plants, powers that sounded like from superheroes. Instead, she was only there because she had followed her brother. The only thing she knew how to do was to build things with her hands, but she couldn't imagine how that could be useful in such a big mission. She took a deep breath, gathered her courage, and stepped forward.
I'm Ilari. I am 12 years old and I come from the Andean region. I don't have a magical power like you, but I hope to be helpful in our mission.
Soho's lights blinked strongly and he said,
Now you understand, right? Those powers you named today, you didn't have them before. They were given to you yesterday, at the same moment the solar storm hit the satellites. It was that energy that awakened in you unique gifts, connected with your regions and with the nature of Colombia.
The children looked at each other surprised. Some opened their eyes in amazement, others clenched their fists as if they wanted to test what they had said.
Don't worry if you still don't know how to control them.
Soho continued.
That will be part of the journey. The mission ahead of you will help you discover what you're capable of. Each challenge will be a lesson, and each victory will make you stronger. Trust in yourselves and in the team, because without those powers, you will never manage to save the Horizon crew. Don't forget something important.
Soho intervened, his lights blinking.
The powers you received did not appear by chance. They are connected to the land, the sea, and the air of the regions you come from. In your homes, you will feel that everything flows naturally, but here, far from the environment, at first, they might not respond as you expected. Part of the mission will be to learn to use them, even when the terrain is not your own.
How are we supposed to save the Earth and the crew?
Questioned Orion.
Your first mission will be to design a ship bold enough to reach the mythical Blue Spark and bring back the legendary Horizon crew.
Soho opened a metal compartment, and several strange devices came out from inside.
These are not simple walkie-talkies.
He said with a proud voice.
They are short-wave radios, like the ones explorers and pilots use. With them, you can talk to each other no matter if one is in the jungle, another on the coast, or on a distant island. Their signal travels so high that it bounces off the sky and back to Earth, reaching all of Colombia. Take them, just in case.
Suddenly, as the children were receiving the devices, all the screens in the observatory flickered and turned off. Then a dark figure appeared on each monitor, like a black fire taking a human shape. Laughed the silhouette with a metallic echo.
I am the solar shadow. Your planet is doomed to fail. I will not let you complete that ship or rescue anyone.
The children looked at each other with fear, but Ilari took a step forward.
What do you want from us?
What I want is simple, to prove that you are weak. I will send you to different places, and there you will face tests that you can never complete. When you fail, your ship will be never finished, and the crew will be lost forever.
The shadow let out a laugh so powerful that the ceiling seemed to tremble. It was not just any laugh, it was deep and sharp at the same time, as if it wanted to terrify and amuse in the same breath. Suddenly, the observatory's lights began to spin without control, transforming into a whirlwind of colors that, in a blink, enveloped each child. Luminous sparks danced in the air, and for an instant, everything felt like a spell unleashed in reality. It scattered the children across the country. Left behind with Soho, Ilari found a broken device, a chronocompass, that could travel anywhere if repaired. With patience and skill, she fixed it, providing her power was not magic, but intelligence and determination. Her first mission took her to the Andes, where thick mist covered the mountains, and mountaineers were lost without GPS or compass signals. The solar storm had disrupted the satellites that guided them. Ilari and her friends cleared the fog with wind and followed underground water to rescue the climbers, showing that teamwork and science could overcome confusion. Next, in Medellin, a blackout had thrown the city into chaos. The solar storm had damaged the power grid and disoriented the birds, and bats engaged with the magnetic field. Ilari calmed the panic, turning a park into a safe refuge, while the birds guided people through the darkness until the lights returned. In La Guajira, under the burning desert sun, a Wayu community waited desperately for a plane with water. The storm had shifted the magnetic field, confusing the pilot's instruments. With her brother Fiba and Deneb's control over electricity, Ilari sent a powerful signal that helped the plane find its way, proving that even in the harshest places, unity could bring hope. When the group finally reunited, they learned that the solar shadow's interference had trapped the Horizon crew, astronauts lost near the sun. Guided by Soho, the children built a ship and traveled into space to rescue them. Amid blazing light and waves of radiation, they met the Parker Solar Growth, which explained the origin of their challenges: solar flares, coronal mass ejections, and sunspots. Bursts of plasma and magnetic storms that can disturb satellites, electricity, and communication on Earth. Ilari realized then that the solar shadow was not evil. but a sunspot, a darker region of the sun overflowing with energy it couldn't control. Reaching out with empathy and courage, she helped T find balance. The shadow's dark flames turned golden, and calm returned to the solar winds. The Horizon crew, guided by the renewed signals, returned safely to Earth. Later, under a sky painted with green and violet lights, Ilari and her friends watched the auroras dance. Those colors, born from the same solar winds that once caused chaos, now shone as symbols of harmony. Ilari smiled, understanding that knowledge and kindness can turn fear into strength, and that even the fiercest storm can reveal its beauty when met with understanding and heart.